What's up, everyone? Mario Diaz, and today we have a special guest in my podcast, Luis Mendoza, one of the best real estate agents here in SoCal.
Let's go. Thank you, Mario. Thank you for having me at this podcast. It's always a pleasure working with you, man. So looking forward to what comes out of this, man. Let's keep it going.
Definitely, man. Like I said, really good friend of mine. He's just not a business partner, but he's a really, really good friend. And I really appreciate you taking the time to come down here to Pasadena. I know it's a long drive for you, but just taking the time and just being here, man. So, you know, in this podcast, what we do is just really share what's been working for you. We talk a little bit about family, business, you know, God, faith, whatever, all the aspects of life. And that way we can just get to know you a little bit more.
Cool, man. Let's do it, man.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you again for coming, being a guest.
You.
But yeah, man. So just to kick off, how's everything, man? How's I know you're married,
right?
Your wife Julie, she's amazing as well.
Yeah,
we have a really good bond. So that's something that I really appreciate you, and just, you know, we're just good friends.
Same here, man. Yeah. And I know you know, me and Julie, we overall we appreciate you guys. You know, you, Miriam, your beautiful daughter. You know, it's just awesome to see the transitions that you've been going through and just to be a part of it, man. It's just, it's a pleasure. So, but I am married, been married for about a year and a few months, almost 2 years now in April. And it's been great. You know, marriage could be a roller coaster too, but hey, thank God, man.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I can completely relate to you because I'm married too. I've been married for a little bit over 3 years now. So I know how it goes. And then especially, I mean, you're a top producing real estate agent here in SoCal. Right. How, if you can kind of explain, how has you being a real estate agent, has it affected you in any way with your marriage, or how has everything transitioned? Because I know that as a realtor, even as a lender, it could be very time consuming, right? Like there's times where you just can't be with the family. You have to do a lot of sacrifices. How has everything been with you and your wife, and how have you guys been able to overcome?
Yeah, great question, man. The first thing I could think of is, real estate can be a very, very demanding career. Loans as well. Yeah. You know, you have to be available for your clients, and your clients can be available in the times that are not so good for you. Yeah. You know, so it's always a fight to try to get the schedules in order. But overall, like I have had my share of challenges, you know, working with my wife and just getting everything dialed in. So that way, because I feel like in seasons too, just in parts of our lives, there's some seasons where we need to focus more on our business. There's some other seasons that we need to focus more on being a father. You know, there's other seasons where you're gonna need to focus more on the marriage, keeping everything strong. And you know, I really don't believe in like the perfect balance. I really don't think that's a real thing. I just feel like there's seasons that change, that we go through, that we need to focus on some things more than the other. You know, so I know with me and my wife, it was kind of a little challenging, especially when we got together. Because I'd be on the phone, I'd be out and about, showing houses, meeting with clients. And, you know, sometimes I'd be gone all day. And she, in the very beginning, she didn't understand it. She thought I was just like a workaholic. And it was just like, hey, well, it's kind of part of what we have to do. But you know what, the beautiful thing about real estate and even loans is, you know, if you get it structured and set up really like a business where you don't have to be everywhere all at the same time, you could really create so much leverage for you as a family man, you know, and have more than enough time for your family, for your friends, for your loved ones. So, yeah, it's been a journey, you know. How about for yourself, man? How has that been? Because I know you went through some changes, you know, and then especially with baby Mila. So how has that been, man?
Yeah, very similar to you, man. Like it's just been a roller coaster, really. And I know it takes a lot from our partners. Obviously, for me, my wife, it takes a lot out of them to be able to understand what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish, what our vision is. And I feel like it becomes very complicated for them if they don't understand the vision, right? But as soon as they are on board with you on that vision, I feel like that's when you guys click, and it's a little bit easier to just push through anything, really.
Right.
But yeah, for me, same thing. Like you said, it's been a freaking challenge. I think last year was probably the worst, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it was very stressful financially, and just has to do with the business, right? And then we all know the market completely changed, and yeah, it was just crazy. But yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with also with our faith, right? Goes back to that as well. It's a topic I wanted to cover. So my faith, just, always knowing that he's, we all have our, beliefs and religion, whatever it may be, but just having faith in whatever it is you believe in, have that faith that things are going to get better. And I feel like that has been something huge in my career as a LO that has helped me being able to push through a lot of things, right? Because yeah, I mean, there's been times, to be honest with you, where we were thinking of splitting ways. Like, it has gotten that bad.
Yeah, it could get rough.
Yeah,
it could get challenging.
But that's when you have to just talk to them, explain what the vision is, where you guys are heading, and let them know that everything we're doing is for them, for our family, right? Especially you. Like, I know you guys are planning to have a baby. It's for Julie. It's for your future baby, your future family, right? So it's not just for us. And I feel like once they know that, then they're more understanding, right? But like you said too, I know you mentioned structure, having a schedule, having structure, being able to make what we do into a business, right? Because a lot of people, they get stuck as just an agent, just a loan officer. Right. What we are focusing on right now, I know you're doing the same, is building a team, right? Using basically team members, people in your team, so they can help you out grow the business, right? It's not just all you can't do everything. Right. But then, like you said, I feel like as soon as you understand that part and you start actually implementing, using structure, using systems, using calendar that you follow, you can start leveraging other individuals to help you grow, right? And then you can actually be more present with your family, which I think that's, we're both heading that way. So it's amazing. Man.
Yeah, and it's amazing. Just to kind of touch up on that structure aspect of it, I think it's crucial, man. Because at the end of the day, if you have to be there with every piece of the transaction, you're not really a business owner. You're actually just managing what you got going on, and there's better ways that we can leverage other people that are ready to work and ready to learn. And at the same time, teach them, empower them to do more for themselves, but also to help out the entire organization. And man, growing the team is definitely one of our focuses this year. We want to go up to 50 agents, because I'm partnered with eXp Realty. So it's a huge opportunity there with agent attraction. And that is one of my focuses, to get the team to at least 50 agents by the end of the year. So that's the goal.
It's amazing, man. It's amazing. So yeah, same thing with me, very similar, just building a team and having that structure in place. I know we just recently actually talked about that, about the structure scheduling, and I know you started implementing that right away. And that's what I learned at my event and with my coaching. So going from basically no structure to no scheduling, going to now having a structure and a schedule. Obviously, it's not going to be 100% because you have to build a habit, right? But what's the difference going from like just basically kind of everywhere to having some type of structure and a schedule to follow?
Yeah, great question. I think it's it's funny because you could be in this type of business and you're really self-employed, so if you don't have any escrows, any closings going on, you're really not working, you're really not doing anything. So it's so easy for us to maybe get out of bed, stretch up and be like, I think I'm not going to go to the office today. I think I'm just going to relax today, And if you don't have a schedule, if you don't have something to hold you accountable, at least on a piece of paper where this is your goals for today, like you're just going to wake up and kind of do whatever you feel like it. And just because you feel like you should eat 12 donuts doesn't mean that it's good for you. You know what I mean? Like you got to balance it out. And I think just implementing the schedule, having everything written down to the T on my calendar, and waking up to the calendar, it's odds are we gonna complete 100% of the things on the calendar? Probably not.
Yeah.
But if we could at least complete maybe 70-80%, I still consider that day a win. Rather than going through the whole day and you had these things in your mind that you didn't write down, that you didn't put in a calendar, and at the end of the day you realize, oh dang, I forgot to call so and so. I forgot to follow up with them. I forgot to say this, that, and the other, and you miss out on. You're really just leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
So having the schedule is crucial, and just by implementing it on a daily basis, there's more freedom that you have as an individual, and at the same time you're producing more because those 2-3 hours that you set for prospecting are fully dedicated to that aspect of the business. So very, very important. You know, how about for yourself? I know when you came back from Florida, man, that was just a shift, man. You came like a whole new person, man.
It was crazy. Just because, obviously, like I mentioned last year, was a little. I mean, I was still able to produce and but nowhere near what I was expecting. And obviously here in LA, I mean, most of the individuals that I've seen, a lot of people on social media all over the place are just basically, the rates are so high, this and that, blah blah blah, right? Just nonsense. But it kind of, if you keep listening to it, I feel like it kind of starts getting to you, even if you don't believe it. So I think that's what happened with me. So last year, especially in the fourth quarter, I feel like my momentum kind of started dropping, right?
Okay.
And that's why when I came back, I went to Florida like 2-3 weeks ago. Then I came back, crazy.
On fire.
Because everyone there, man, all the loan officers are all like killing it.
Right.
Like there's a few guys there doing over 100 loans a month. And they're still, they're loan officers. They don't have, it's not like, oh, I'm a branch manager and I'm not producing. No, they're loan officers doing that. And they have, they only work 4 days out of the week.
That's crazy.
So that's crazy. And that's why I was like so pumped, because I'm like, dude, people, even in these times, are still doing really well, right? It's just all comes down to your structure, to your schedule, and to just the information you have. Because sometimes we don't have certain information that will help us get to that next level, right? And that's what me and my entire team, we got that there. So that's why we're all here and we implemented, right?
Right.
So like now, basically Monday through Friday, 9 to 11, like you were talking about the scheduling, outbound calls, sales calls.
Right.
And no one gets in the way. So even if somebody calls you at that time, you basically send them a text politely. I'll give you a call right after. Just don't answer, because the main focus is sales, outbound calls, right? So that, and then just having the structure, having a system, a process. So when you hire people, it's just crazy, man. So that's something that I'm gonna be sharing little by little, just on how I have my things structured.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, man, and success leaves clues.
Exactly.
So the same way you're copying and following the format that they gave you there, these guys are doing 100 loans a month. It's a lot of income. So if you just follow and do what they do, of course you're bound to get at least similar results. So that's amazing, man. Let's keep it going.
Now talking about now that we got a little into the systems, I know with eXp Realty, you guys have an amazing CRM.
Right.
How is your CRM? It's KV Core, right?
KV Core.
How is it?
KV Core is man, it's just an awesome platform. Before I was with eXp, I really didn't have any CRM, and I was just using spreadsheets. So going from using spreadsheets to actually using a system that has a dialer, has video calls, has property alerts, marketing campaigns, just the whole 9 yards. They have everything. Like, honestly, don't even feel like I'm using it to the fullest of its potential, but that's also something that I'm working on, trying to dive into more of the KV Core aspect, because of course the bigger you create a presence right there through KV Core, it's gonna get into your clients' phones, their emails and all of that good stuff to be able to generate those conversations, that business, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, KV Core is an amazing platform. I definitely recommend it to anyone. If you guys maybe are an agent and thinking of changing brokerages, I definitely recommend eXp Realty. It's a powerful team, and just a lot of good collaborations there. You know,
and not just any EXP. Someone like right here, Luis. Who's dominating the game right now. So
it's important, man.
I've seen your growth too, man. Like when we first met, I know we met last year in like February.
Yeah.
And I know that first time we met, I've seen your growth as well, right? We've both been growing, and I've seen your growth. And now when you're bringing these new realtors to part of your team,
right?
You're coaching them, you're helping them out, and that's something that I see in you that you have, is that you genuinely like and care about people and want to help them, right? Because I know a lot of the times in the business, there's a lot of people who just want to bring people on board, but they don't have the intention of actually helping them, right? But that's something that I've noticed with you, is that you genuinely care about people.
Right.
And that goes a long way, man, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you for that. Because that's actually something too that you mentioned, that like that is something that's really important to me. Like, I feel as a leader, you can't lead people and expect them to be worse than you or less than you. Like, you need to be able to lead people with the hopes and the expectation that they're gonna surpass you, that they're gonna be better than you, and being that type of leader to people, I feel just carries a way bigger impact than anything. Because you could really feel when the person, like, let's say I start teaching someone how to generate 3 to 5 closings a month. And of course they're going to be grateful, but if I start getting sour towards them and be like maybe they sold 5 houses and I sold 2 that month, I could, like, that temptation could come up on us and be like, oh, like, that's not right. I taught them everything, but that's like that's the wrong attitude. That's the bad attitude, and I personally don't agree with that. And I think when you're coaching someone and you're trying to help them, mentor them, you really want to get them to a place where they're better than you, you know? And as you know, like, as you just keep helping people, like, I really believe just God gives everything back to you 100-fold, So as I maximize my potential to help more individuals, it's just going to come back to me in different ways, and that's really what I believe.
That's huge. That's huge, man. That's huge. Now going a little bit into just your vision, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years from now?
Man, I definitely see myself selling way more houses, at least I would say 100 to 200 a year. And really just maximizing and leveraging the team. I definitely, at that point, I would hope to have at least 500 agents. That would be like an ideal goal for me. So and just to continue to keep building. I feel like, I don't really believe in like the aspects of, like, I don't want to just create a monster machine with sales and teams and just go relax on the beach. Like, I'm not really about that. Like, every now and then, I go take a vacation, but I really enjoy and I'm passionate about real estate, helping people, helping families. And if I could just play an impact in people's lives to help them get where they want to be, like, man, I'm more than happy with that,
It's amazing. It's amazing, man. I know now that you talked a little bit, I know about helping people, get their homes, sell their homes. I know you're obviously, dude, you're literally amazing, bro.
Thank you, bro.
At all the things you do for people, and just, it's amazing to see it. What would you say to anyone maybe out there looking to either buy, sell, or possibly even refinance based on what you see in today's market? Because I know there's a lot of people that, are talking about, no, don't buy this and that. You shouldn't sell. You shouldn't, all this nonsense, right? What would you say based on what you have seen in your experience? Let's just say somebody came up to you and asked you, hey, Luis, I want to buy, but I heard this on the news, or I heard this from my family. What would you tell that person?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would just say it really just depends what kind of market they're in. You know, like, I feel no matter what, there's going to be people that need to buy, that need to sell. Maybe you know, in some situations where there's a family of, let's just say 5 people, to, you know, husband, wife, and a few kids, and they're renting a 1-bedroom apartment. Like, why are you gonna go spend maybe 3,500 a month for a rental when you could actually just go buy something and actually have that appreciate over time, and of course you own the property. Correct. You know, it's just way more benefits when you compare renting versus owning. So I would definitely steer them towards purchasing a property, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, we're all buying property, and I'm sure you could even say, like, you know, you want to build this massive business, you want to build all these types of corporations, companies, and for what though? I can, correct me if I'm wrong, is it not for Mila? Like, it's for your family, it's for your kids, for your kids generations behind you. So at the end of the day, if we help these families get a mindset of being an investor, not just being the person that's gonna rent and you know, like live paycheck to paycheck, just getting by, like, that's no way to live. You know, it's no way to live. So why not focus more on purchasing, owning the land, creating residual income, things of that nature. You know,
that's really good that you mentioned that. Because like you said, by you just renting, and then it's crazy because the topic comes out, like the topic right now is the interest rates, right? The interest rates are high. But if you think about it, it's rent is 100% interest. Right?
Yeah, for real.
Compared to a 5%, a 6% actual rate.
Right.
So that's why I always try to explain. I'm very similar to you. I always give them the benefits because, like you said, somebody could buy their first home, you know, with an FHA, maybe just a 3.5 down.
Right.
Take advantage of the market. Get your closing costs covered. Just come with your down payment, right? And then after a year, do the same process. Leave that home rented and go buy yourself another primary residence.
It's huge.
It's huge. So and this is something that a lot of the wealthy individuals do is that they buy a property. After a year, they cash out, take some equity from their home, and then they use that. They leave that home as a rental and go buy another one, and they just repeat it. I actually met a gentleman. This was like 2 weeks ago, actually in Florida. And he has right now 25 homes. He started at age 21, I believe he said, and he has 21, something like that. But he literally just did that. And he would amazing. He would buy, cash out, and then use that money to buy the next. And now he has all these homes rented out.
That's powerful, man.
Like you said, it's cash flow, residual income coming every single month. So, dude, that's huge. I'm with you on that for sure. Yeah. Is that something you? Dude, the power of real estate. The power of real estate.
Gotta love real estate, man.
And you actually bought your first home too.
Right.
Literally, it was
in September.
September.
Yeah, a few months ago. You know, it's been awesome. You know, just living there, being now on the other side of the table, actually buying the property. It was different and it was eye opening. But overall, like, I already knew the value of owning, so it was really not a challenging decision. You know, once I seen the property and I knew everything about the area, the neighborhood, I did my research. You know, it was just a no-brainer. You know, like we bought the property, it appraised for like $685, so we already had about 35 grand in equity. And on top of that, that was when it wasn't even remodeled. You know, so as we're remodeling it, the value right there in that area is right around that 720, 730 range. So if you think about it, we bought this property and it could potentially already have a little over $80,000 of equity, you know, and with that 80,000 at a future time, we could always, you know, invest it to the next property, or even just put it back into the property and make it even nicer than what it is, you know? We are working on creating an ADU on the property so that we get some rental income from that. And just trying to expand it as much as possible.
For anyone listening that doesn't know what an ADU is, can you explain a little?
Yeah, so it's actually an additional dwelling unit. You could add it to your primary residence or just an investment property that you have, as long as the lot size is a good enough size where you could build a unit, then it shouldn't be any problem at all. You know, you could build a unit as small as 300 and 400 square feet, or if you want to go a little bit bigger, up to like 1,200 square feet. So really just depends on the lot size. But even too, if you ever have any questions about that, reach out to us. You know, we have a great team and that's ready to help out. You know, architects on deck that are ready to just help you and serve you, create that ADU or whatever that may be.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, ADU, you know, it's just rental income.
Exactly.
You know, or for family. Yeah. You know, if you really want to help a family member out and you want to give them a spot, you know, it's always good.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right, Luis, I have one more question for you, man. This is just to wrap it up here.
Cool.
For you, what are your core values as a human being? As Luis Mendoza, what do you go by? What's your core values?
Man, you know what? I don't really have anything too scripted. Yeah. Honestly, like, I just feel like the main things that are, I guess you could say, are somewhat of core values and that are important to me is, number one, having faith. You know, having God in your life, making Him the center, because I feel as you have God as the center of your life, like there's always just gonna be a presence about you where, you know, you're not gonna be worried, you're not gonna be stressed, you're not gonna flip out on people, like, you know, and it kind of goes into like the next thing that I was gonna say is like overall just being a good person. Yeah. You know, no one's perfect. We're all gonna make mistakes. We're all gonna have those bad days, but at the end of it, the core of it, you want to try your best to just be a good person, be helpful to people, be of service for people, go the extra mile for people if they ask for things, if they need help. Don't be that person that just looks away. You know, try your best to help them out if you're able to, you know. And I would say, like God, having that faith in God, that way, you know, because life could be stressful. Life could present so many different challenges, but having that faith in God really centers you, brings you that peace, brings you that presence of, you know, there's nothing to worry about. Like, there's things that are just out of my control and I can't do anything about it, and I just have to trust God. And, you know, trusting God, that's big for me. And I would say just treating people the way you would want to be treated.
That's
huge.
Know?
Believing, being a blessing to them. Not really not really expecting the same treatment back, but just being a blessing, you know. Walk around if you're able to help someone else, like, man, it's just great, you know, to be a blessing.
It's amazing, man. Whoa. It was a pleasure having you on the podcast. I appreciate it. This is episode 2. We will be having you back maybe down the road in maybe a month or two to see how you're doing with everything.
Let's do it.
But I appreciate you for being on here, brother. And like I said, me and Miriam appreciate you and Julie to the max. Even your family, bro, because I've gotten to meet your entire family as well. So yeah, brother, I appreciate it, man. Thank you,
bro. God bless you, man.
God bless you too.
Woo!
That's a wrap. Episode 2 of the Studio Podcast. Check out and wait for the next one coming up. And make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms. The link is going to be below. So make sure you follow us. I'll see you guys in the next one.